How in the hell are we all doing? Let's get into some shit. Sorry I haven't uploaded in quite some time. Been busy. We have renovations going on in the house, and we had an incident a little while ago. In back of our house, there's a cliff, not a cliff, but a 90-degree drop of about 200 feet down to a road behind our house. And what happened is that it landslided and took our septic lines that run down to the town with it. No pun intended, but that was a shitty situation. So we got to dig it all out by hand because you can't get an excavator over there, and the ground is just way too soft, and it's a bloody ass nightmare. Things have been well. Things have been good. I'm outside tonight because some things have been troubling me for a little while, and I wanted to talk about it. I'll get into that first. And it's 11:30 at night, and this situation has been weighing very heavy on my mind since the day it happened. And the reactions of people and how they handled this situation, it just flabbergasts me of how does a human race condone compassion like this? It's literally, we went from 50-degree weather to 90. And it is hot and humid and stifling and just downright miserable. We went down to my wife's family's camp, who have a bunch of acres, and went swimming in the pond and cooled off and made sandwiches. And it was a nice evening. It really was. Brought the dogs and everybody ran around. The kids are wiped out. But we made a good night of it. We're all familiar with Kerby and his situation. And still to this day, yeah, we all know it was suicide. What we don't know is the who, what, where, whens, or whys, and none of us will never know that. And his poor family is the one that's grieving, and they don't even know why. But I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of what his online life was like. And it was nothing more than a fuck you. I have never been so humiliated, embarrassed in my life to be associated with people who sat and ridiculed this poor kid. Was it anybody's fault? No. We'll never know. And I highly doubt some actions online. I think it was his final straw. I think he was reaching out looking for friendships. No different than anybody else on here. Be accepted. Yeah. I found out Kerby because he made a video about me, about how he wanted to cut me open and gut me. But I didn't attack the kid on days in and day out, even still now that he is taking a dirt nap. It still goes on. Did anybody, no, nobody did, listen to Edward? Not one fucking person. All Edward wanted to do was make people aware of this shit and to put an end to it. But instead of learning from it, we point the finger. Like I said, I am absolutely flabbergasted that I was a part of a group of people that did this, and still is. Pointing the fingers at a couple of individuals saying you caused it. That's fucking sick. It's disgusting. And what you got out of it was to point a finger and accuse somebody. And you have the audacity and the nerves to still continue to attack. Whether it's a 50-year-old man, a 60-year-old man, or a 15-year-old kid. Nobody learned from that fucking mistake. No, it wasn't our fault. It certainly was the final straw for the poor kid. But how dare people point the finger at somebody, saying you did it? To live with a conscience like that, that maybe you don't have a conscience, because you can still continue to attack people. It's sad. It's so sad that grown fucking ass adults can't see this. Nobody's taken the time to stop. I have been in contact with somebody, I'm not going to mention her name, who was in contact with the family and felt horrendous about it and wanted to reach out to the family. Not looking for answers, but to condone the family that have to live with this situation. Nobody even remotely blinked an eye and said, holy fuck, Edward was right. What's it going to take? A death? Apparently not. Because like everything on this fucking goddamn thing, it's out of sight, out of mind. We can all sit behind a fucking keyboard and tell somebody to fuck off and kill themselves. Why? Because we have no feelings for that person. They don't mean anything to us. We've never met them. We've never shook their hand. We've never sat down and even had a remotely conversation with them. Maybe on a phone, but that's probably it. And that's still not even... I'm disgusted that I associated myself with people. Maybe not so much people, but a person. And it still goes on today. I got a fucking idiot who's telling me to get a fucking rope and hang myself. Sad. You got so much time on your fucking hands that you can run around and tell people to kill themselves. What if you said that to somebody and you woke up the next morning and they were gone? Can't figure out what happened to them. Ooh, I drove them off the internet. Look at me, I'm king shit. I drove somebody off the internet. You're pathetic. Land of the free. This is worse than communism. People and feelings and shit. Why can't people accept people for who they are? Regardless of their faults, their disabilities, their defectives, their nationalities, their skin color. Why do we hang around? Why did I hang around a group of people that could fucking say shit like that? I'm dyslexic, and I'm absolutely convinced the reason why I don't feel shit is because I don't understand. Now, maybe if I wasn't a full-blown fucking retard, maybe I would understand, but I have no feelings for when somebody attacks me because you don't mean anything to me. You're a dillweed somewhere in this world who's so miserable that they've got to attack somebody. For what reason? What's the point? What's the reason? You don't like the person? Go away. Don't associate yourself with them. It's that fucking easy. You got to drive them to the point where they got to kill themselves? I don't know, folks. I really don't know. It's been troubling me, and I came across something today that absolutely blew my mind. Why don't you people go and say thank you to Edward for trying to open people's eyes instead of telling the retard to get off the fucking internet? Go thank the man. At least he tried to make people aware of it. But instead, all he did was get bullied himself. I don't know. I didn't really want to make this video. I really was kind of hoping to get something out different and away from that. But it's been weighing heavily on my chest because no matter where you turn, it's there. And because people use your name in a fucking goddamn video so it shows up on your recommendations and not fucking going out looking for it. It fucking pops up because you got to put somebody's name in a fucking title because you're obsessed with them. And you still talk about it. Get a life. Deuces, people. Be good. Be kind. Go thank Edward for at least trying. I'll be back. Hopefully in a better mood. But it makes me sick. Deuces.